Your death.
Up, Shiny. My dude out here redeeming tokes and shit.
Breathe easy, watch your side, and never quit.
This is your champion.
Valkyrie's got you in the pipe, 5x5.
I'm the jump master. Follow me.
I'm the jump master, which should go without saying. I love this part! Ha ha!
Enemy spotted. Shooting! Reload!
We're already in the ring.
Hostile right here!
It's go time!
Reloading! First blood, good thing it's not us. Second fire!
Enemy taken down.
taken out. Contact.
Faster, faster, faster! We're already in the ring.
We regroup and here. There's an evil harvester here. Doc, let's glide. I leveled up and earned an upgrade too. Got an upgrade, gonna put it to use.
Care package.
Extra supplies here. Firepower is key. You hear that? There's a care package coming down. Shield battery here. Shield battery here.
The champion has been eliminated.
Care package over there.
And your next
We
champion
meet him back
is
up here.
right here.
Shield battery here.
Thank you.
Thank me when we win, you hear me?
Hey, amigos. This dude's not with us.
Let's explore that way.
Yo, cracked an enemy shield. Hit the ejector seat.
Reloaded. Let's glide, Doc.
Enemies right here. Rápido.
Let's go this way.
Yo, cracked an enemy shield. Down that one. Charging on my shields.
You're coming with me, Doc. Doc's coming to you. Reloaded.
I am taking fire.
Pass it. Listen up, okay?
I am down. Yo, cracked an enemy shield.
Down and I got you.
Grenade, watch out.
Must go faster.
I have been down. Look out, grenade. Let's move this way.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
And that's all of them. Good job, compadres. New kill leader right here. Okay, what's next? Reloading. They're shooting at me. Charging on my shields.
Here, take Doc. He'll fix you up.
Enemies are shooting at me.
Passing you the sugar.
I am repairing myself.
Taking fire. Recharging my shield.
Contact with hostile.
Let's glide, Doc.
I am taking fire, friend. Recharging.
Just a scrape. 1 second.
Charging on my shields.
Oh no, an enemy landed near me.
Taking fire. And Doc.
I am taking fire. Cracked an enemy shield.
Just giving my shields a Just giving my... Hey, Doc.
This fucking idiot, bro.
Stand tall, oh. I'm still here to pick you up. Let him shot that. Recharging my shields. Broke their shield now.
Charging on my shields.
Reload.
No, man.
I'm sorry you lost, but look on the bright side. I won.
That shit is so funny. What's up, boys?
What's up, boys?
Chilling, bro. What you
That one Canadian kid live on you. What the hell?
What's up, buddy?
Aye, man. What?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
What's good? Good. You?
Chilling.
Yeah. Just streaming on Twitch with Dracu.
Nice, man.
Yeah. What does RBBC stand for? Oh, never mind. Why'd I even ask, bro? Oh my god, bro. You tripping.
Let's get the job done.
What is that laugh, dude? Remember to hit the follow button. Yeah. So,
Introducing your champion.
Yo, we destroy him. Why did you solo queue in the ranked? Come on now. No. Oh my god, dude. How much RAM you got, Chris? Chris. Not Chris, but I'm saying Chris. I forgot you're not our old teammate. Oh, Canadian.
What?
How much RAM you got?
64 gigs.
Bro, all I got is a freaking wingman.
Enemy real close. About time we got ourselves a fight.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Say what?
Oh,
We're all inside this ring.
I need heavy ammo and I'm chilling.
I'm going in. Reloading.
Taking fire. Don't stay with me. And keep the healing coming. Just giving my shields a reach out.
Taking fire. Crack the
I'm
back
coming
of
up
the
to
shield.
help you.
Hey, Doc. You follow them now, alright?
I'm down.
Heavy ammo. Don't worry, Silver. AJ should always got your back.
Oh, there's thing going up top.
Yeah.
Can I have a cow though? Another team's here. We're gonna have a huge nade here in a second.
Rick, there's one right there, yeah. Right.
On your weak. There's one. Go get him.
One, last one right here. Nice.
No, she's so weak, bro.
No,
She's like 50 HP.
she's one.
She's 50 HP.
She
Pop
shield
the
swapped on a gray.
Coming up. Oh.
I'm gonna add you, Canadian. Play with you later.
Eat it, sucker.
Alright, bro.
Alright, bye bye.
Even I impressed.
Bro, if I picked up that shotgun there, chat, if I picked up that EVA earlier in that game, I would have fucking actually. Oh shit. It's kind of unfortunate. And I've won for. Bro. He said, damn. He said, damn. Damn, bro. I low-key kind of thought I could debate J-Ski back on, but I guess he's hardcore playing fucking God of War. Shit. I might go back and play some RuneScape, Sean. Probably what I'm gonna do. Feel free to continue to watch though if you want. Excuse me. Boom. Fucking boom.
Pippin lay in a dark and troubled dream. It seemed that he could hear his own small voice echoing in black tunnels, calling Frodo! Frodo! But instead of Frodo, hundreds of hideous orc faces grinned at him out of the shadows. Hundreds of hideous arms grasped at him from every side. Where was Merry? He woke.
Gucci nut rag.
Cold air blew on his face. He was lying on his back. Everything was coming, and the sky above was growing dim. He turned and found that the dream was little worse than the waking. His wrists, legs, and ankles were tied with cords. Beside him, Merry lay, white-faced, with a dirty rag bound across his brows. All about them sat or stood a great company of orcs. Slowly in Pippin's aching head, memory pieced itself together and became separated from dream shadows. Of course, he and Merry had run off into the woods. What had come over them? Why had they dashed off like that, taking no notice of old Strider? They had run a long way shouting. He could not remember how far or how long, and then suddenly they had crashed right into a group of orcs. They were standing, listening,
Stop, man.
and they did not appear to see Merry and Pippin until they were almost in their arms. Then they yelled, and dozens of other goblins had sprung out of the trees. Merry and he had drawn their swords, but the orcs did not wish to fight, and had tried only to lay hold of them, even when Merry had cut off several of their arms and hands. Good old Merry. Then Boromir had come leaping through the trees. He had made them fight. He slew many of them, and the rest fled. But they had not gone far on the way back when they were attacked again. By 100 orcs at least, some of them very large, and they shot a rain of arrows, always at Boromir. Boromir had blown his great horn till the woods rang, and at first the orcs had been dismayed and had drawn back, but when no answer but the echoes came, they had attacked more fiercely than ever. Pippin did not remember much more. His last memory was of Boromir leaning against a tree, plucking out an arrow. Then darkness fell suddenly.
Pretty sure we've heard this chapter, have we
I
not?
suppose I was knocked on the head, he said to himself. I wonder if poor Merry is much hurt. What has happened to Boromir? Why didn't the orcs kill us? Where are we? Where are we going? He could not answer the questions. He felt cold and sick. I wish Gandalf had never persuaded Elrond to let us come, he thought. What good have I been? Just a nuisance, a passenger, a piece of luggage.
Passenger.
I've been
Piece of
stolen, just
luggage?
a piece of luggage for the orcs. I hope Strider or someone will come and claim us. But ought I to hope for it? Won't I throw out all the plans? I wish I could get free. He struggled a little, quite uselessly. One of the orcs sitting near laughed and said something to a companion in their abominable tongue.
Rest while you can, little fool.
Was
He
it a
said
good
to
movie?
Pippin in the
Pretty
common
good.
speech, which he made almost as hideous as his own language.
Rest while you can. We'll find a use for your legs before long. You'll wish you had got none before we get home.
If I had my way, you'd wish you were dead now.
Said the other.
I'll make you squeak, you miserable rat.
He stooped over Pippin, bringing his yellow fangs close to his face. He had a black knife with a long jagged blade in his hand.
Lie quiet, or I'll tickle you with this.
He hissed.
Don't draw attention to yourself, or I may for you my orders. Curse the Isengarders!
He passed into a long, angry speech in his own tongue that slowly died away into muttering and snarling. Terrified, Pippin lay still, though the pain at his wrists and ankles was growing, and the stones beneath him were boring into his back.
Oh my,
To
I'm
take his
doing
mind
good,
off
bro.
himself, he
Life's
listened
been
intently
good.
to all that he could hear. There were many voices round about, and though orc speech sounded at all times full of hate and anger, it seemed plain that something like a quarrel had begun, and was getting hotter. To Pippin's surprise, he found that much of the talk was intelligible. Many of the orcs were using ordinary language. Apparently, the members of 2 or 3 quite different tribes were present, and they could not understand one another's orc speech. There was an angry debate concerning what they were to do now, which way they were to take and what should be done with the prisoners.
There's no time to kill them properly.
Said one.
No time for play on this trip. That can't be helped.
Said another.
Why not kill them quick? Kill them now. They're a cursed nuisance. We're in a hurry. The evening's coming on and we want to move on.
Orders!
Said a third voice in a deep growl.
Kill all, but not the halflings. They are to be brought back alive as quickly as possible. That's my orders.
What are they wanted for? Why alive?
Asked several voices.
Do they think you'd sort?
No. I heard that one of them has got something. Something that's wanted for the war.
No.
Some elvish plot or other. Anyway, they'll both be questioned.
Is that all you know? Why don't we search them to find out?
Bruh. That's just horrendous. That one hurt.
We might find something that we could use ourselves.
That is a very interesting remark.
Sneered a voice, softer than the others.
What did I get?
Evil.
Dragon Bones.
I may have to report that.
Decent drop.
The prisoners are not to be searched or plundered. Those are my orders.
And mine too.
Said the deep voice.
Alive as captured. No spoiling. That's my orders.
Not our orders.
Said one of the earlier voices.
We have come all the way from the mines to kill and avenge our folk. I wish to kill and then go back north.
Well, you can wish again.
Said the growling voice.
I am Ugluk. I command. I return to Isengard by the shortest road.
Is Saruman the master or the great eye?
Said the evil voice.
We should go back at once to Lugberts.
If we could cross the Great River, we might.
Said another voice.
But there are not enough of us to venture down the bridges.
I came across.
Said the evil voice.
A wind Nazgul awaits us northward on the east bank.
Maybe. Then you'll fly off without prisoners and get all the pay and praise in Lugberts, and leave us on foot as best we can through the horse country. No, we must stick together. These lands are dangerous, full of foul rebels and brigands.
Aye, we must stick together.
Growled Ugluk.
I don't trust you, you little swine. You've got no guts outside of your own sties. But for us, you'd all have run away. We are the fighting Vorkath. We slew the great warrior. We took the prisoners. We are the servants of Saruman the Wise.
97 on the way.
The white hand. The hand that gives us man's flesh to eat. We came out of Isengard and led you here. And we shall lead you back by the way we choose. I am Ugluk. I have spoken.
You have spoken more than enough, Ugluk.
Sneered the evil voice.
I wonder how they would like it in Lugberts. They might think that Ugluk's shoulders needed relieving of a swollen head. They might ask where his strange ideas came from. Did they come from Saruman, perhaps? Who does he think he is? Setting up on his own with his filthy white badges? They might agree with me, with Grishnak, their trusted messenger. And I, Grishnak, say this. Saruman is a fool, and a dirty, treacherous fool, but the great eye is on him. Swine, is it? How do you folk like being called swine by the muckrakers of a dirty little wizard? It's orc flesh they eat, I'll warrant.
Many loud yells and orc speech answered him, and the ringing clash of weapons being drawn. Cautiously, Pippin rolled over, hoping to see what would happen. His guards had gone to join the fray. In the twilight, he saw a large black orc, probably Ugluk, standing facing Grishnak, a short, crooked-legged creature, very broad with long arms that hung almost to the ground. Round them were many smaller goblins. Pippin supposed that these were the ones from the north. They had drawn their knives and swords, but hesitated to attack Ugluk. Ugluk shouted, and a number of other orcs of nearly his own size ran up. Then suddenly, without warning, Ugluk sprang forward, and with 2 swift strokes, swept the heads off 2 of his opponents. Grishnak stepped aside and vanished into the shadows. The others gave way, and one stepped backwards and fell over Mary's prostrate form with a curse. Yet that probably saved his life, for Ugluk's followers leaped over him and cut down another with their broad-bladed swords. It was the Yellow-Fanged guard. His body fell right on top of Pippin, still clutching his long sword-edged knife.
Put up your weapons!
Shouted Ugluk.
And let's have no more nonsense. Go straight west from here, and down the stair. From there, straight to the downs, and then along the river to the forest. And we march day and night. That clear?
Now, thought Pippin. If only it takes the ugly fellow a little while to get his troop under control, I've got a chance. A gleam of hope had come to him.
Oops, not paying
The edge of the
attention.
black knife had snicked his arm, and then slid down to his wrist. He felt the blood trickling onto his hand, but he also felt the cold touch of steel against his skin. The orcs were getting ready to march again, but some of the northerners were still unwilling, and the Isengarders slew 2 more before the rest were cowed. There was much cursing and confusion. For the moment, Pippin was unwatched. His legs were securely bound, but his arms were only tied about the wrists, and his hands were in front of him. He could move them both together, though the bonds were cruelly tight. He pushed the dead orc to one side, then hardly daring to breathe, he drew the knot of the wrist cord up and down against the blade of the knife. It was sharp and the dead hand held it fast. The cord was cut. Quickly, Pippin took it in his fingers and knotted it again in a loose bracelet of 2 loops and slipped it over his hands. Then he lay very still.
Pick up those prisoners!
Shouted Ugluk.
Don't play any tricks with them. If they are not alive when we get back, someone else will die too.
An orc seized Pippin like a sack, put its head between his tied hands, grabbed his arms and dragged them down until Pippin's face was crushed against its neck. Then it jolted off with him. Another treated Merry in the same way. The orc's claw-like hand gripped Pippin's arm like iron. The nails bit into him. He shut his eyes and slipped back into evil dreams. Suddenly he was thrown onto the stony floor again. It was early night, but the dim moon was already falling westward. They were on the edge of a cliff that seemed to look out over a sea of pale mist. There was a sound of water falling nearby.
The scouts have come back at last,
said an orc close at hand.
Well, what did you discover?
Growled the voice of
Go,
Ugluk.
baby. Come on, give me the pet right here.
And he made off westwards. All's clear now. Now, I dare say, but how long? You fools. You should have shot him. He'll raise the alarm. Cursed horse breeders will hear of us by morning. Now we'll have to leg it. Double quick.
A shadow bent over Pippin. It was Ugluk.
Sit up,
said the orc.
My lads are tired of lugging you about. We have got to climb down, and you must use your legs. Be helpful now. No crying out, no trying to escape. We have ways of paying for tricks that you won't like. So they won't spoil your usefulness for the master.
He cut the thongs round Pippin's legs and ankles, picked him up with his hair and stood him on his feet. Pippin fell down and Ugluk dragged him up by his hair again. Several orcs laughed. Ugluk thrust a flask between his teeth and poured some burning liquid down his throat. He felt a hot, fierce glow flow through him. The pain in his legs and ankles vanished. He could stand.
Now for the other one,
said Ugluk. Pippin saw him go to Merry, who was lying close by, and kick him. Merry groaned. Seizing him roughly, Ugluk pulled him into a sitting position and tore the bandage off his head. Then he smeared the wound with some dark stuff out of a small wooden box. Merry cried out and struggled wildly. The orcs clapped and hooted.
Can't take his medicine!
They jeered.
What's good for him? Aye! We shall have some fun later.
But at that moment, Ugluk was not engaged in sport. He needed speed and had to humor unwilling followers. He was healing Merry in orc fashion, and his treatment worked swiftly. when he had forced a drink from his flask down the hobbit's throat, cut his leg bonds and dragged him to his feet, Merry stood up, looking pale but grim and defiant, and very much alive. The gash in his forehead gave him no more trouble, but he bore a brown scar to the end of his days.
Hello, Pippin.
He said,
So you've come on this little expedition too? Where do we get bed and breakfast?
Now then,
said Ugluk.
none of that. Hold your tongues. No talk to one another. Any trouble will be reported at the other end, and he'll know how to pay you. You'll get bed and breakfast, all right. More than you can stomach.
The orc band began to descend a narrow ravine, leading down into the misty plain below. Merry and Pippin, separated by a dozen orcs or more, climbed down with them. At the bottom they stepped onto grass, and the hearts of the hobbits rose.
Now, straight on!
Shouted Ugluk.
West, and a little north. Follow Lugdush.
What are we going to do with sunrise?
Said some of the Northerns.
Go on running.
Said Ugluk.
What do you think? Sit on the grass and wait for the Whiteskins to join the picnic?
But we can't run in the sunlight.
You'll run with me behind you.
Said Ugluk.
Run! Or you'll never see your beloved holes again. By the white
Ooh,
hand!
no,
What's
bro.
the use of sending out mountain maggots on a trip only half tried?
Then the whole company began to run with the
That's
long
twice
strides
now,
of
can I?
orcs.
Alright, boys.
They kept
Fuck.
no order.
I'm just gonna hop
thrusting,
up, I
jostling,
guess.
and cursing. Each hobbit had a guard of 3.
God
Pippin was far
damn,
back
bro.
in line.
I'm just
He
getting
wondered how long
shafted.
he would be able to go on at this pace. He had had no food since the morning. One of his guards had a whip,
I'm
but
getting
at present the
shafted
orc
here.
liquor was still hot in it.
Hope y'all have a good night. Fuck, man. Stay out of trouble.